This was a very complex sword to make, and to be honest, it's just a complex sword in general. The ODM gear sword, or the Attack on Titan sword, or whatever you want to call it, is a very interesting sword. This sword has more moving parts than my average paper gun. There are three main parts to this sword: the brake, the hammer, and the blade. I originally wanted the brake to eject the blade, but I gave up on that, and now the blade's just held in with friction. The brake is run on rubber bands, so it can go to the forward position, just like most of my paper guns. One thing to add is that the brake is buttery smooth. The hammer was kind of odd to make. As you can see, it swivels and it stays in that position. So what I did is that inside where the hammer resides, I put a post, and then at the end of the hammer, I put a tube, and then what I did from there is just slide the tube inside of the post, and now it can swivel freely. I don't think I explained that very well, but I hope you understood it. So on to the main feature of this sword. The blade can in fact come out, but putting it back in is a little bit difficult. The reason it's difficult to put the blade back in is that it's really tight down there, so when you do put the blade back in and you start swinging the sword around, the blade won't come flying out. And here's the sword without the blade. And here's the full usage of the sword. ODM gear is used throughout the anime to kill titans. Then they later made ODM gear with guns. I must say, if this was a real sword, this thing would be super unwieldy. Like, this sword is the opposite of ergonomic. Like, seriously, where the fuck am I supposed to put my fingers when I'm wielding this thing? Like, you can't put your fingers inside of the trigger guard because you might accidentally pull the trigger. And you can't put your fingers on the trigger guard because you won't be able to get a good grip on the sword. And you can't use the lower half of the sword because you won't have good control over it. Anyways, I think that does it for this video on the ODM gear sword. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope all of you guys have a great day.